Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to be purifying this clay that I've found here. So this clay was put in after my entire area was cleared out, if you've seen that video. And I am going to be digging a little bit of it out here. And this area was filled in here, where all the drains were. I'm not sure why they did it, but they just did. And they've actually put some clay over that side as well. But I am going to be grabbing a bit of a scoop here. I'm going to put it into this bucket. And if you guys can notice, my voice is a little bit croaky, I'm a little bit sick. Hopefully it doesn't bother me too much. And now that I put this in here, I'm just going to shake it up a little bit. Try and get all the big rocks to get to the top and even everything out. Now I'm just going to pick all these big rocks out here. And I am going to fill this bucket up with water. Alright, so I've got the hose here, I'm going to turn it on, there we go. So I'm going to fill it up with a fair bit of water, close to the top I'd say, that way it decreases the density of the actual clay, which will then allow all the rocks to sink to the bottom. And that just makes it a lot easier to purify. So I'm just going to swirl the hose around a little bit there, that might help it dissolve a little bit. And of course this is going to involve some stirring, because that alone is not going to dissolve it all, of course. Alright, I reckon that's almost about enough there. There we go. So I'm going to grab the stick here, and I'm just going to use this to try and scrape some of the clay off the bottom. This won't do the entire job, it's just to do some basic stirring here. And so I'm just going to stir this up. And by stirring this up, of course, that helps to dissolve the clay that's actually sitting on the rocks. Those rocks I can then pick out by hand and then just lay them on the ground and pick up a majority of them, which will then, because if there's rocks in the clay, of course, that just causes the clay to crack, and it's no good if there's rocks in it. So, yeah. Alright, so I've got my hand in here, I've been mixing this around for a little bit. I'm going to mix it around a little more, try and get some of those bits that haven't dissolved yet to scrape off the bottom and then dissolve. So I'm picking out some rocks here, there's a fair few. I'm not actually going to pick them out yet, I'm just testing for the consistency of the rocks to see if there's any clay still on them. But as soon as they don't feel slimy, that's when they're ready to start picking out. But these ones currently are still fairly slimy, so I still need to mix it around a bit, still scrape some bits off of them, get those bits inside of it dissolved. And after that's done, I am going to pick them out, of course. So I reckon might need a little bit more stirring. Alright, so I reckon the rocks have gotten to a consistency where they are ready to start picking out. So I'm just going to start grabbing big handfuls of rocks. Now it doesn't matter if you don't get all the rocks out. When you're pouring it, that shouldn't matter too much, because most of the rocks will just be at the bottom. Plus, it just doesn't matter. So I'm going to pick some more of these out. I reckon this would look good with a time lapse here. There we go. Alright, so I'm finished with the mixture now, so I'm going to let this clay sink to the bottom overnight, and then there should be just a thin, clear layer of water at the top, and I will be back when it is ready. So I actually had to move the clay underneath this bamboo here because I thought it was going to rain. So as you can see, there's a clear layer of water on the top. I'm just going to pour this off now. There we go. Now it doesn't matter if you get a little bit of the clay that gets poured off, just as long as you get a majority of the water off. I'm sure you could probably use one of those vacuum tube things to get all the water off if you were particularly fussy, but I'm not so much. And I reckon, yeah, it probably needs a bit more pouring. There we go. So after I'm finished doing that, I am just going to grab this bucket. So I'm on the pavement now, so I'm going to pour this onto the concrete. There we go. Now, of course, this layer, completely useless, because there's more. It gets thicker as you pour, of course. I think my last batch was a lot better. It was just a lot thicker, and I had put more effort into it than this one. But, yeah. Alright, so there we go. As you can see, it's starting to get thicker. So, as soon as this has been poured on, it will dry out, which then you can scrape it off the pavement, and you've just got hardened, purified clay, which then you can, of course, add water to, a little bit of water, which will then soften it up, and you've got yourself some nice, pure orange clay. There's still a little bit of clay stuck at the bottom there. Just gonna try and scrape some of that. There we go. Alright, so see, it gets thicker as it goes, as you can see here. Still a little bit at the bottom there. I'm gonna try and shake that out as best as I can. Almost got all of it. Yep, that there should do. Alright, so as you can see, it hasn't dried off too much, but it's drying. You may not be able to see through a YouTube video, but it has dried a little bit. And I'm gonna come back, scrape it off, and then we should have some clay. Alright, so unfortunately, rain happened, washed away, as you can see, but I do have some clay left over from my last project, so when I was purifying clay. So here's a bit of it here. This is probably what yours should look like, hopefully. It doesn't matter too much if it doesn't. But then you can add some water to this, it'll soften it up, and then you got some purified clay. So, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.